Bowl of milk, what's going on? Why are you so aggro?
Oh, it's just because I hate his guts. Nothing more.
And why is that?
But it's my contention that only weak people get addicted to things anyways. Well, by weak, I mean people with flawed brain chemistry.
You hate cake?
No. Well, yes, I hate cake, but I also hate Zaximum too.
Why?
I think it's pretty obvious why.
No, I think you should go ahead and state it.
You're self-confident and you have a wiener.
And another thing I'm really interested in, if you could go ahead and shed some light on this, some other people can substantiate. You told me that, and this is very out of character. I even told you that this seemed out of character. That Andric has masturbated for you on camera. You kind of doubled down on that. Did that happen?
I never said that.
You did, though. You 100% did.
Not.
Well,
I never.
Well, you definitely did, and you told Fia that you were very into him and you were trying to pursue him.
Andricus, are you masturbating to people?
Well, I mean, I can't say that isn't true because you did tell me that you were interested in him at one point.
Wow.
Oh, this server is so
then
y'all are jerking off on camera.
No, see, Andricus didn't do this. I just wanted to substantiate it since she wants more attention. She left the server, so I'm happy to do it in front of everyone. So how would I get that confused? I'm just making it up.
Yes, you are making it up. Like a lot of things. Not only are you a liar, but you're also a manipulator too.
Telling somebody that I like their art doesn't mean that I'm manipulating.
No, it's not about the art, Zaximum. It's about the fact that you literally used two people on the server just for sexual gratification and try to make it seem like you wanted a relationship.
Who are the two people that I used?
Obviously, because of confidentiality reasons, I'm not going to say the other person's name. But
I'll tell you because you're not worried about confidentiality. I'll tell you.
Yeah, I am worried about confidentiality.
Fia doesn't believe what you said. Even Fia doesn't believe what you said. Of course, it would be convenient for you not to name names because you're an idiot and you're a liar.
No, it's because I actually care about what other people think and their feelings, unlike you.
That's very apparent, which is why
you really don't care about people's feelings. You're a manipulator, you're a liar, and you're a player, and you're a fuckboy, and that's what you do.
Prove it.
I have the screenshots. I can show the fucking screenshots, you fucking muck.
Do it.
I wouldn't suggest that.
Fucking post them.
Shut up. Do it.
You wanna play, fuckboy?
Do it.
Let's see how
Don't
you like
talk
it
about it. Be about it, Bo.
Be about it. Just threaten people. Stop talking shit. Do it. I want it all to come out.
Well, those, as someone who has seen those screenshots, they don't. Okay.
Go ahead, Bull.
All right, let me just unblock him and look through the history.
Go ahead.
I can put screenshots for all of it.
Hurry up before you delete some, Bull. Get over there.
Andrew, so he was Zaximum was using women on the server for sexual gratification.
Hold on a sec. These are that's a claim. Okay, why would you just like take that as fact? I mean,
especially from someone
was doing that.
Well, Zaximum has big muscles, and I assume that capable of doing that, so it sounds plausible.
Well, given Zach's appearance, I assume he's used to forcing women with his huge muscles to do what he wants.
Don't get too balloony, Zach.
I'm not.
Too late.
I'm just wanting to end this because it's completely.
Doing that.
I have no respect for somebody who is like, I know Andricus and I've known him for a long time, and when she said that, I specifically remember saying that's extremely out of character for him. And she doubled down on it. Nope, just post the screenshots. Do you
have any evidence of me saying that? Do you have evidence of that? Because obviously you don't, because you're just spouting shit.
You said it on voice, like of course not.
Zach's crushed a woman's chastity though in one hand.
Wait, get me up to speed. So,
one moment.
while you prepare your dossier. of evidence. So what's happened? Bowl of Soup is saying that
She's claiming, so essentially, and I won't put Andricus in here, he can tell his side of it, but I made the mistake of telling Bowl that her art was good. And somehow, and Fia can substantiate this, she got it into her head that that meant that we were romantically involved. And she told Fia that we were going to move in together and that we had a private call, which we did have a voice call with her best friend in the call. So it wasn't a private call, and that's a screenshot. Fia can back me up on that she sent a screenshot of that. And that was the one and only time I was packing and leaving for New York during that call. And somehow she's gotten it into her head that because that was not reciprocated, that I'm a manipulator. She also claimed that I sent her dick pictures, which she conveniently doesn't have. She can't substantiate anything that she's claimed. So, I wasn't really going to address this, but she just has continued to shit up the chat despite her being blocked and me leaving her alone, left the server, which I thought would have been the end of it. So
I thought Bowl of Soup was a
Yeah, so did I.
She's definitely
yeah,
was
no,
a what? You said yes
is.
before he even finished what he thought she was.
Because I knew what he was going to say.
I thought Bowl of Soup was a lesbian.
Yes,
yeah, that's
exactly.
what I thought he was going to say.
She is a lesbian. She is. That's why this is.
Why did you want to? Why were you trying to move in with her? If she's, I don't understand what the claim. So that's confusing, man. So it's been misconstrued that you were going to move in with her.
That's really what Fia. I didn't hear that from her. Fia reported that was what was in her head. So I'll let Fia speak to that because I didn't hear that from Bowl. I heard that as a report from Fia when she was asking her for relationship advice regarding Bowl.
So far, everything has been rumor. So let's not. I don't understand what's going on.
Well, there is the screen cap that apparently crucifies me.
Well, she's coming on to you. Oh, so will you teach me how to kiss? What?
That's flirting.
But that's not just it. But that's not just it, though, because it's the fact that
it's not.
What is the claim exactly that?
The claim is that he made it seem like he wanted a relationship with me, but then I found out simultaneously he's talking to Fia at the same time, making it seem like they're having a serious relationship also. That's not right. You don't do that to people.
Is that true? Are we having a relationship?
That was under the impression that's what was happening because
let her
she seemed pretty
no one
hurt
asked
when
you. Let her answer.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, so then I guess I'll have to pull up the screenshots then too, because that's the impression I was under.
This is crazy. Bowl of milk. Are you a lesbian? Did the muscles?
That's what I thought.
See, hold on. I settled
even
my
the muscles
problems.
are bringing the lesbians out of the
chill.
I settled my problems with Zax without having to do it on voice chat, which is why I was nice to you. I was nice to him. I settled my problems with him on the side, and I settled my issues with the problem. I'm not talking about it.
You just mentioned it. You just mentioned there was a problem. So I'm guessing it was like harassment or something. That was bad. Now you're going to give us ideas in our heads.
There was
if you
no
settled
harassment.
it, you don't come in and mention
nothing.
that you had a problem with them in the room.
No. I didn't necessarily have a problem with him. I was just trying to... Bowl of milk came to me with... It was a bad choice of words. Bowl of milk came to me with the whole thing of, hey, I need help. We talked it out. Then I went to Zax to talk it out. And I'm close to Zax. We talk often, and we're good friends. So I kind of bitched him out for it until he explained the situation.
That was what... No, sorry.
I had more proof from Zax than I did from Bowl, and I was nice to Bowl, and I understand her position. However, it is not exactly how she paints it to be. And me and Zax didn't necessarily have anything. We're just really close friends.
She was pissed
and
at me.
I was mad at him.
Yeah, Fia was pissed at me because she thought, initially, only hearing the delusional girl side of the story, that I was manipulating
I'm not fucking
somebody.
delusional.
No, you're delusional.
So then when I'm
Be
looking
quiet.
at
You're a
these texts
lesbian.
right here,
you are a
when
lesbian.
I'm looking
claiming
at
that
these,
someone,
dude, no, shut up,
you're
shut
a
up, shut up.
lesbian
When I'm looking at
claiming
these texts right
that
here,
somebody
when I'm
who is
looking
not
at them right here,
attracted to black
it looks
females
looks
was trying to
exactly
start a
like,
relationship
it looks
with
like you
you.
guys had a pretty close relationship because she looked pretty fucking upset. I just posted the screenshot and she even knew exactly what I was talking
You
about.
just admitted that, you fucking retard. Now, what I'm getting
You
at,
mentioned. Hold on.
What
you
came
mentioned being
after that
interested.
motherfucker? Can you post the bottom part right there? What came after that motherfucker?
Oh.
Because it
she
seems like
already admitted that. What you're trying
the
to
context
convince
is going to be right below your statement there, Bo. So can you post what's below that?
Also, it doesn't seem so much like Bull is delusional. She's asking, how can you tell if someone likes you? And Fia goes,
But
oh,
Zax is
well,
anti-black.
who is it by any chance? And she goes, oh, I don't want to talk about any names. I'm going to be embarrassed. And Fia goes, Zax? And she goes, well, yeah. And Fia goes, that motherfucker.
To be fair, I was already
Fia
angry
is
at
trying to
Zax
paint
for
it out
something.
like they don't, they're just really good friends. That's not a response that really good friends have. You're like crushing on
That's
them
what I
hardcore.
mean. That doesn't
You
sound
don't
like
even
just good
have the
friends.
common
And I'm being
decency.
portrayed
You're
as crazy.
holding milk to the flames, and you don't even have the common decency to at least admit you're like hardcore crushing on this guy. You want to paint it out like you're just friends. Oh, you're just really good friends?
I was angry at Zax for something completely unrelated, and I already knew she was crushing on two people. I knew it couldn't have
All
been
she asked
Andicus.
you in this instance was, how do you know if a guy online likes you? She was even saying that she was unsure.
All I asked her was who it was, and then I asked her if it was Zax.
You know, it's not like
and she confirmed it.
No. I want to be able to say this though.
Shamos, it's not like she couldn't have taken the hint that it was me when every time I was posting pictures that she was like emoting them within 1 second.
That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
It does.
You'll see when I answer right now that it has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is, it's interesting how the conversation here that the bowl of milk posted, she's just saying, how do you know if a guy really likes you online? She's actually saying that she doesn't even know if he really does. She's just curious of what signs and how she can tell. And then once
exactly,
Fia said,
it's not like she's delusional.
Hold on, and then Fia says, "What? So you think Zax is the one that likes you?" And then her response is, "That motherfucker." That is not a response of a close friend.
I just answered why I said that.
That is a sign of jealousy. That's a sign that you're not just close friends, you're super crushing on this guy. And you want to sit here and bash bowl of milk and hold her candle to the flames or hold her feet to the flames or whatever, but you're sitting here being dishonest about your misrepresenting your relationship with Zaximum. So don't sit here and bullshit us. Even Helena sees right through. That's so obvious. That right there is a smoking gun. You are mad crushing on him. Dude, I know enough about relationships to know that's not how good friends respond when someone says, "I'm curious if Zax likes me." I'm curious. So she's mad that you're curious if Zax likes you?
Can I talk? I was angry at Zax for something completely unrelated to this, so I responded due to my anger. And I already knew she was crushing on two men on the server, and she wouldn't come to me from someone who wasn't on the server. But I'm still talking.
Please let the other one be me. Please let the other one be me.
This makes no sense. What she's saying is, let's just see what she's saying. She's saying that when she said that motherfucker, that was in reference to something completely independent than what Milk was saying. It was just her saying that motherfucker because she was mad at Zax for something completely different. That is the most
I got
bullshit.
more mad at finding out.
Bullshit. Helena, do you think
yeah, you're right. I responded with my emotions because I was angry at him for something else. I'm stupid about it.
Listen to me. No one in here is going to rationally think that's likely to be true. Not even Helena. Helena, if I get her to answer honestly, she's going to say no. That right there is...
Look, you don't have to. I respond with my emotions a lot. It's what I do.
Very unlikely. No, you don't understand what I'm saying. That's how stupid you are. You don't
You
understand
see
what
how
I'm
I
saying.
feel?
You know how unlikely it would be
And
that you would respond with a
honestly, hold on.
completely independent
Hold
I
on.
don't know how she would respond to
Hold
fucking
on.
anything.
Even if I did,
Oh
even
my
if I
god, the
did,
lies. The
hold on.
lies that are so
Hold on.
transparent. The transparent fucking lies.
Hold on.
Transparent lies.
Hold
Tell
on.
actual lie
Let
that's
me-
actually
hold
fucking
on.
hard to see through, dumbass.
Hold on. Let me hold on. Even if I did like Zax, even if I did feel jealous, even if I did have something with Zax, what does it matter?
You're misrepresenting the nature of your relationship, all the while holding Milk's fucking feet to the flames over the nature of their relationship.
No,
so don't
we're no.
How did
Hold on, let me say
Shamos
this.
and
I am not
Let me say this.
involved in
Hold on,
this.
hold on,
It's between
hold
them.
on,
Zax, go ahead.
hold
Let
on.
Zax
This
talk.
is hold on.
I'm not cheating.
That-
Okay, first of all, Cake, no, hold on. Cake, I'm not cheating on Chum because we're not in a relationship.
Jesus Christ.
Damn.
Let Zax
Oh.
talk.
I'm
Shut
tired
up.
of it. And
So here's-
second of all, I'm not misrepresenting the
Christ,
relationship has
shut
nothing
her
to do with
up.
the situation, even though I'm not.
Shut her up.
Shamos, you shut the fuck up. I'm telling you.
You even acknowledge who's being shitty to me. You said it in the comments.
Yes, that was before I got his side of the story.
This is fucked up. You're so manipulative, Fia. This is so fucked up. I can't believe this shit.
Why is Shamos getting involved?
I don't know.
I don't know.
No, because it's fucked up. Because it's fucked up. It's fucked up that
Seamus,
you're
you
sitting
just have
here
something
lying
personal
and trying
against
to
me. I'm
manipulate
sorry.
and
You
That
have
was
misrepresent
before
nothing
I
to
found
do
out
with
that
it.
side of the
all
story,
the
and I was
while
still nice to her
bashing some girl
after.
for the very same thing. That's fucked up.
No,
Shamos, you
hold
don't know
on.
anything
Let me.
about
I'm
Let
not
me say
bashing
this
you
is
for the same thing.
okay.
What are you
So
talking about?
You guys
Wow,
are
they
being
did you. They did you so wrong,
I just
Bull. I
don't
feel
like
so bad.
This
They
is
did you so
all
wrong.
part of the patriarchy.
okay. So look. That's you have that part wrong, Shamos. She's not holding, or at least I'm not holding Bull's feet to the fire for that. I'm not going to have a pathological liar accuse me, some 18-year-old nobody who lives halfway across the country,
Whoa.
that I need,
That's not what you were
to
saying
do
when we
anything.
were video
Okay, I'm
calling.
talking.
You were
I'm
trying
going
to
to
make it
mute
seem like you
you.
wanted a relationship. You're such a fucking
Okay,
liar.
so I'm going to finish what I'm going to say, and then you can be unmuted.
No. You don't get to mute people for personal reasons.
I have every time I've opened up,
even
she's
threatened to
overtalked me, Helena. This
get me
isn't
off of the
the third
server
or fourth. This is
if
like the
I
third or
sent
fourth.
them
Look,
if I
we
didn't
can take
unblock
turns.
them.
This can happen.
Yeah, you
So
can take turns.
I'm going to speak. So what I said, or not what I said, what the whole point was is that I'm not going to be accused of being a manipulator by somebody who completely made up a story in their head and can't substantiate any of it. None of it can be substantiated. None of it. It's all hearsay. Look at the screenshot she posted. The one screenshot she posted of me says absolutely nothing. That we want to have a relationship. Like Fia was telling me that she thought we were moving in together, that this, that, and the other was happening.
Hold on, stop, Shamos.
Because that's what you told me.
No, I never said that, and you cannot prove it.
You were talking about coming over and meeting me once I moved to Atlanta and stuff like that. That's what you were telling me.
Where did I say
That's
it?
exactly what you were
Where
telling
did I
me.
say it?
You said it on video chat when we were talking.
With your friend in the private call that you said was a private call?
No, this was
with your
before
friend?
I added my friend on there. We were
No,
talking
that was
about
immediately.
That
That she was already
no,
in
it
the
was
call.
not immediately.
It was already in the call. See, do you understand the issue? That's why I'm dropping the Androcus part, because like I can't substantiate it. I know you said it. You know you said it. Fia has ideas that you said.
I never said anything like that.
Okay, that's fine.
Androcus
That's
and I
fine.
have
I'm not going to
never
pursue that
done
anymore
anything like
because
that.
I can't substantiate it any more than you can substantiate 100% of what you're saying. You can't. You have nothing. So you clearly left the server because your feelings got hurt because me and Androcus didn't return your romantic advances, which you're supposed to be a lesbian somehow. And then you came back to the server and you've decided to stir up more shit. So now I'm going to crucify you in front of everybody
because I felt
because
hurt
you have
that I was
nothing
being
to stand
manipulated
on.
by a fucking 30-year-old man trying to make it seem like you wanted to have a fucking relationship with me.
Okay, prove
Do you
it.
not see how fucking manipulative that is?
Prove
You're a
it.
piece of shit, and I
Prove
hope
it.
you can go fucking.
Prove
like
it.
honestly, this is why you're just a fucking manipulator.
Prove it.
Not only are you a liar, but you're a manipulator.
Prove it. You understand that you're levying claims against me that have never ever been levied against me, and you're one of the most just kind of lowest contributors here in terms of you don't have any credibility. I just none of this makes sense. So you're trying to convince the room that that an African American 18-year-old lesbian girl who I would not be attracted to in any shape, form, or fashion was being courted.
That's not at all what the chats are saying. The chats clearly
They don't though. They don't, because everyone would be calling me out right now.
They do make it seem like you were very much interested.
No, it doesn't. No one's agreed with you on that aspect at all.
At most, it would substantiate casual flirting, which Zach says all the time, and that doesn't.
Okay, then fine. I'll post more then, because it got sexual. It did.
Okay, do it. But still wouldn't necessarily substantiate more than casual flirting, but go ahead.
I could use some hot chat right about now.
When you're 18, it's not so easy to tell when some 30-year-old muscle man is just playing around.
I can't expect her to think there wasn't something going on. He said he was going to teach her how to kiss, and then he said, "I could teach you a lot of things, winky face." I mean, yeah, she might be thinking like, hey, maybe he likes me. Does he like me? Really? He wants to do other things? Winky face? What does winky face mean? I mean, I could understand that. So it wasn't like she's completely just tripping out over no reason or whatever.
It is.
Okay? It's false that she's completely delusional. That's ridiculous.
She is delusional because I never said any of the things like moving in together, having a relationship.
It could have been like a workout routine, like, you know what I mean, like how to hit the traps hard with supersets. He could teach you a lot of things, Dahlia. I mean, until we
teach you how to take testosterone,
right? How to inject in the ass crack so no one sees it.
Has anyone pointed out how Bowl of Milk looks like Kelly from The Office, and this is like Kelly and Ryan?
Yes.
Oh my
God. Sounds
God.
like Kelly from The Office as well.
So this is what I think is going on. Zaximum has muscles. These muscles have even brought lesbians to bear, which is impressive.
Step down, JJ.
I'm heavily considering getting my own muscles after this. And I think what's going on is, no fault to Zaximum. I mean, players will play, you know what I mean? And so you got the little 18-year-old chickadees running around scrapping at you, and I understand that, bro. I'd be trying to milk it for as much as I could too.
It's not his fault, Seamus. That's what you're trying to say.
No fault on your end there. Okay, but what is going on is Fia's sitting here. Her feelings are caught up. She's mad crushing on you. She's sitting here lying like y'all are really good friends, and her responses just show that she's like, it's definitely
Why are you
not the
trying
case.
to mix me up in something that isn't a problem?
Bowl of Milk is sitting here, rightly confused because, as players play, she's got caught up in a love triangle. And not just that, but it's got exposed publicly. And not just that, but, he'll teach you to do other things, kissy face. And now he's talking about, oh, this is no big deal. You're just crazy. So, yeah, there's a lot going on here. I think the person with the least amount to blame is Zaximum because, like I said, players are going to play. So
of course. That's what you think.
Well, of course.
This is my fault, Helena. So
how dare
I'm
we?
a bad guy, Helena, is what I've done. I've said all these things.
I don't think you're a bad
She didn't say that.
Can we just get an update from Bowl of Soup? Are we about to have a bombs over Baghdad situation on your hands when you drop this
Wait,
hot...
did she change her name?
Are you gonna Zaximum?
We're waiting on more sexual DMs, so
no, let's drop the whole nuclear arsenal. All the nudes get dropped from both sides. All of the nasty shit. Just drop the whole nuclear arsenal.
I have no nudes from her because none of that
shit's
going on.
I deleted it because he deleted his dick pic he sent me.
If you'd like, I can show you what it looks like.
Hey, Zach, are you going to deny you sent her a dick pic?
And we can compare.
Yes, I already denied that. Yes.
You
did.
Professional.
Hey, Bill Milk, is Zach circumcised or uncircumcised?
Fia, don't get all involved with Zach. He's too much
Is
of a
his
player.
dick left leaning or right leaning?
It's not leaning at all.
That's
incorrect.
Is it pink?
What about
or...
circumcision?
It's very pink, and it's very tinged on the top.
Hinged?
No, I don't think it's pink or
I think the only way to...
So you can't even accurately describe my dick that I apparently sent to you.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna need. Hold on. There's no way of doing this. We're gonna need to conduct.
The length, approximately?
Right. We're gonna. Well, she can't tell the length. We need to do next something. So we're gonna need another female to take the picture of the dink, and then Bowl of Soup is going to vividly describe it. Now we're gonna see if that matches up. We're gonna have this happen in the case. This happened in the case of Michael Jackson. Two young boys collaborated, spots all over the man's cock, right? And we're gonna have that same thing now. While Zaximum gets his dick plump, Bowl of Soup, are there any more incriminating
text,
Dude,
you
you
can.
literally deleted a lot of the chats that we had. You're such a fucking liar.
Of course,
Zax, you shouldn't mess with 18-year-olds. And Fia, you should not involve yourself with a player. Don't involve yourself with a big old player.
With him.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, fuck.
Even when his crazy ex found our DMs and like freaked out on him, and he like had to break contact with me for a month or two while he kicked her out of his house, he did delete the text between us.
Jesus.
Yeah, Zax. So I don't think he would delete him just casually for no reason.
Wait, Zax lived with you?
No.
I'm just playing around.
He was like getting very involved in the notion of having a serious
That's
relationship
right.
with me and my girlfriend. Well, he was still
It seems
living
like
with
he
his
threatened to kick
ex-girlfriend.
me from the server
And
if I
she
didn't
found the
unblock
messages
him.
and freaked out.
What? Whoa. Sorry, hold on. What?
See,
What
like,
did you
from
just
this
say,
right
Bull?
here, it looked like it said like, well, your friend Bull of Milk blocked me and is
messing
sharing
with all
DMs
these
with her
Stop.
best of blood. It would be in her best interest to have her unblock me if she wishes to stay in Tom's server.
Zax.
Wait,
Zax.
hold on. That was sent, and I actually sent her not a similar message to that, but it was talked about with Tom, Andricus,
Yes,
and
we
that
all had
in
a
a
voice
private
call when we talked about that. And my reference, what she's leaving out, is I said that leaking DMs and telling lies is looked down upon and that she was going to be embarrassed if she did it. I did
Zax,
not
you
threaten.
cannot use your power like that. That's too far.
That's a huge overstatement. I didn't use my power. I did not threaten to kick her or remove her. And again,
Yes,
Tom
you
and I
did.
and
How is that
Andricus
not
and
threatening to
Fia
kick me?
all had a call about this, and all of this was talked about. I did not use my power at all, and I will die on that fucking hill. I did not. I told her she would be embarrassed if she wanted to pursue this, and she is being embarrassed because she left the server of
No,
her
I'm
own
not being
accord,
embarrassed. I'm
which is
showing that you're a
exactly
fucking
what I
liar
said.
and you're a manipulator.
Which is
Not only did you
exactly
delete the
what I
fucking
said.
chats that we had, but on top of that, you're just telling lies. You're saying that you never showed me your dick, which you did. You're telling me you never,
Okay, so prove it.
never did stuff on camera.
It sounds like he showed
You're
What does
telling
his
me
dick look
that
like,
we
Bull?
never did. Like,
What does his dick
I just
look like?
don't believe this.
How many
You're just
people
such a
think
fucking
that
liar.
Zax, you're threatening
I know
that
what the
the
truth
friend
sounds like.
must unblock you, otherwise you'll kick her from the server.
No, I
That's
didn't.
very clear here.
Well, no. Hell
It
no.
would be in her
That's
best
one way to
interest to
interpret
have
it.
her unblock me if she wishes to stay
No,
in
I
Tom's
could see a
server.
different way to. Hold on, stop. I can see other ways to interpret that. Simply as like, look, if she wants to stay in the server without me fucking yelling at her and fucking calling her out for all the bullshit that
Which is exactly what I implied.
and embarrass her. Like it doesn't. That statement does not mean simply that he's going to kick her from the
Jovan.
server. Like if he,
Let me ask you
I
a
could think
question.
like it would be dumb for him to simply kick her from the server because of that. Because then it's
Doesn't matter if it would be dumb. That's a
because
threat.
it would look bad on him.
Doesn't matter if it would look bad on him. It's a threat. It's a
right
threat.
after, like, the whole
That's
thing
just an
when
abuse of power, Zax. Don't do that kind of thing.
No, I didn't. I'm going to die on that hill. I did not abuse power. I told her friend because Bull was stirring up shit and blocked me when I tried to address this privately with her in DMs and not have this be out in public for her sake. And she didn't unblock me. So I said specifically sharing DMs and spreading lies is looked down upon. And if she wants to stay in the server, she should probably not do that, implying that I was going to do this publicly, which we all had a call with Tom, Andricus, myself, and Fia, and discuss the entire situation. Shut up and discuss the entire situation. This is not a secret. I didn't keep this a secret.
Why wasn't Bull in the call?
Because he knows he's a fucking liar. That's why.
The topic came up. Nobody wanted you in that fucking call.
That's not fair.
Oh, I mean, I didn't
No,
make that.
it's not
I'm
fair.
not didn't make a unilateral decision. Tom.
Yeah, I don't mean it. I don't mean it.
I did ask about adding her.
Fia did ask about
I did.
And I was just as confused as Tom was about why this was even a big issue until the claim was levied that I'm exploiting someone. And at the end of the day, she's fucking 18 years old and she's an adult. Like, I don't understand like this, like why this is so blown up. But I'm not
because look,
accused.
you're a gorgeous muscle man, and you're just playing around. I understand, but you got to watch it, right? You got to watch who you play with a little bit more. But I'm not going to say too much about that because that's flirting, and that's none of my beeswax.
Yeah,
but
there
I'll
ain't no
tell
big
you,
problem about somebody flirting.
threatening or seeming to threaten that because of your mod powers is not good. You should not.
I was not doing that, and I'm not. Like I said, I wasn't doing that. Like, if that's your interpretation, that's fine. Your perception of it is reality. But like, and maybe it wasn't the best choice, but that's not. I wasn't going to kick her or do anything. I was going to embarrass her in front of the whole server because I knew she couldn't substantiate anything because I'd already talked about it with Fia. I'd already talked about it with Tom and Andrikis.
Yeah, you'd arranged everything ahead of time. Yeah.
No, it wasn't arranged. What do you mean it was arranged? Like, Fia came to me, told me what was going on. I talked to her. Then I get a call from Fia saying, hey, do you have a second with Tom in there? Then Andrikis is pulled in. I tell Tom what Andrikis, or the claims levied against Andrikis. We hashed it all out, agreed that nothing was going to be done about it. And that was that. And nothing.
And then you threatened and said, oh, and by the way, nothing will be done about it. That's what you write at the end? You write at the end. If you think
that's all within a
server will
minute of
protect
each
you,
other.
nothing will be done about it.
Yes, nothing will be done about it, meaning that, like, I wasn't
Meaning
gonna
I'm protected. I'm Zax.
No, I meant that I wasn't going to go into general chat and stir this up. I intended to deal with this with Bull privately, as these things should be dealt with, because she was clearly confused. But she didn't. That wasn't good enough.
I had tried to talk to you, and you didn't even respond when I asked you about, like, because you had just started ignoring me after we did the call.
Yeah, because I flew to fucking New York. Sorry, I don't have time to sit on Discord while I'm fucking consulting.
No,
like,
because I looked at your other activity and stuff like that, and you were
looked
talking
at my other activity.
like yeah, on other servers, because I wanted to see if what you were doing and stuff like that, because it seemed like you were
that
using
sounds
me.
like a problem on your end. Me not paying attention to you is none of your business, because we're not in a fucking relationship. So again,
you made it
that problem,
seem like you wanted to be in a relationship,
No.
and that's why I took it seriously.
That's
and I
your
told
fault.
you about that, and
That's
I
your
asked
fault.
you that I told you that I am not that kind of girl.
You know what
and
this
I
is
do not
like?
doing
This,
stuff
you know
like
what
that.
this is like? This is like blaming the cashier for saying, have a good day, sweetheart, and the guy getting pissed and calling her a whore because he asked her out on a date and she wasn't flirting with him. This is exactly what that's like. That's not the cashier's fault.
No, it's not
That's
like
your
that at all.
So
it is like that.
I just hold on. I want to interject real quick.
And you just
Well, let me just make sure of
liar.
something.
That's what you are.
Because I think so, Zach. So just for context, right? Because it seems pretty clear in the context. When you initially said, so you said your friend Bowl Milk blocked me and Shandy, and she's telling some pretty massive lie. Immediately after said it would be in her best interest to have her unblock me. That's because you wanted to talk to her directly, not in public, right?
I can't confirm that he did tell me that.
Right afterward, you say if she wishes to stay in Tom's server, which is right after you say the thing about, well, right after in your mind you're talking about wanting to talk in private instead of public. So seen contextually, if she wishes to stay in the server is going to be in reference to the embarrassment that she's going to receive or the public cry that's going to happen.
There's nothing here about I'm going to. If you don't talk to me privately, I'm going to mention it in public.
No, it's all contextually.
When I was
Helena,
leaving,
listen, no, stop. Helena, it's all contextually. And tell some pretty massive lie. It would be in her best interest to have her unblock me. That's saying right there, I want to talk to her privately about this, so fucking have her unblock me so I can talk to her about this, or else it's going to become public.
There's no or else it's going to become public. There's just if she wants to stay in the server. Yeah, the thread is about not being in the server if I don't get to talk to you privately.
Also, for transparency reasons, I also want to mention that
The stay in the server is in reference to the above. It's like you're ignoring everything around it and just saying it's like, nope, it's kicking because it says stay in the server. It's like you're ignoring all the context.
You're making up context.
What?
I think I would be the authority.
He's in here and he's saying it all right now, confirming everything.
Like, I'm just frustrated because he deleted most of the fucking things that we talked about.
But you can't say I'm making up context where I'm interpreting all this simply from the message, and he's in here confirming it.
I didn't realize you were saying what he was saying now is the context. I thought you were saying that the context was there.
Well, what time zone are you in?
I'm saying within the message, everything I said it was within the message, and then he confirmed everything about what I said.
I'm sorry, Bull?
Seems like if the real, if really what he,
Unregistered standard time.
if he was really threatening public
Okay.
humiliation, there'd be a
So,
mention of it somewhere.
hold on.
But all I want to say is, don't play. You're playing a little fast and loose here. Just be a little bit more careful. That's all.
Hold on. Before, I feel like this is important for context and for transparency. And me and her are in the same time zone. One, I told her at 12:01 a.m. that he tried to talk to you, but you haven't blocked. Also, I did tell her that, hold on, I'm going to read it out. Where is it? I told her that I spoke with Tom and that he doesn't think anything should be done regarding the situation because it has to do more, it doesn't have to do with the server, it has to do more with a personal problem, and it's not a server issue, and that I think it would be better for her mental health at the moment to leave the server.
You said she should leave the server?
We agreed in the call with Tom that it should be suggested. I suggested it for her mental health.
In a call that she was not even in.
The purpose of the call to begin with was y'all were trying to kick her out of the server.
For her to be in it.
Hold on a second. I never suggested.
The whole purpose of the call, Helena, was them trying to get her kicked out of the server.
No, that's not true. That's not true at all.
That never came up.
Maybe I misunderstood Tom then, but that's I might have genuinely misunderstood Tom. Like I'm saying it here in front of him, but I genuinely thought that's what we agreed on. Either way,
I will tell you right now, Tom never said the word kick, remove. I asked him, I said my biggest concern was we have someone going around talking about telling that other users are masturbating on camera. And I said that was my concern because now this is going much further.
But you didn't even have her in there, and she's denying that she ever said that. And you didn't even have her in the call with you.
Well, oh my god, I can't believe this.
So it's
she was upset. She was upset that nothing was going to be done because she said, okay, but is he not concerned that maybe he is doing this to others? Either way, I just know I'm done with this fucking server. Almost always I feel stressed or depressed when I leave that place, and this just pushes it. So then I said, I think that would be, it would be best for your mental health at the moment to leave the server.
Fia, are you talking about that girl? But
oh my god.
Don't let Yuri into this.
No, Yuri, you're not. Don't.
Yuri, we're not gonna stop the 18-wheeler to play catch up with Yuri.
It wasn't like my suggestion wasn't random. It came from her saying something about her mental health, so I suggested it for her mental health.
Yeah, I never. I barely even.
Originally, I messaged her and said Tom isn't going to do anything about it because it doesn't have to do with the server, and she had said that she wanted something to be done. So I just assumed, like, okay, saying that, no, Yuri, it's not about Comcast, communist, Kardashian.
Just ignore Yuri.
Yeah, sorry. So I thought saying that meant her leaving the server. I think that's more
so
of
that's
like
a big assumption for Tom to say, look, this is a personal thing. I'm not going to deal with it server-wise.
Right, that's all I said.
That to somebody who wasn't even in the call, Tom, for you translating that to Tom thinks you should leave the server. That's a mistake.
Well, I didn't tell her Tom thinks you should leave the server. Like my exact words were.
You drew that conclusion, and that was probably
I drew that conclusion in my head. I did, and I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a misunderstanding. It was a genuine assumption, and I shouldn't have made it. Yeah. But then I said, I did say, and for transparency reasons, I'm saying it. I did say she should leave the server for her mental health after she said that about her mental health. So the one who said she should leave the server is me. Because I suggested it.
Zach, 18. Hold on.
God, shameless, shut up.
18 is adult, but only barely. And I think you should respect that a little bit more, right? And be careful. Just be careful.
What a great point that was. It's like you're acting like I had some kind of underlying intention. Like I had
no. I'm just saying that you could have handled it better. Don't threaten people with mods. Don't even if you didn't mean to. Just be more careful. That's all I'm saying. Be more careful. That's all that needs to be said.
I don't like having those accusations. I understand what you're saying, and I'm not ignoring that. But I don't like I don't think it's unreasonable for me to not have those actions levied against me.
Well,
And I'm
look,
not
you can't be as good looking as you are and expect it to be all hunky dory, right? You're going to have to take some
don't even know what to
responsibility
say
for
to
your
that.
gorgeous looks. That's how
Wait,
it is.
Helena.
That's the
did
way
he
life
just-
goes.
Helena, did he just state that there was no? But I just showed I have no idea what's going on. So just from like an outsider perspective, in one of those DMs, didn't you threaten, like, if you want to stay in this server?
We've already addressed
This is
that.
going back. This is oh god. Here we go again.
Well,
We've
that's
already
a
addressed
threat.
that, and I didn't.
There's an alternate interpretation
really
whereby
can't go
he's
back and
denying that
recirculate
that's
the
what that
conversation for
was.
your- for
Oh,
your
that's
soul.
really shitty.
And there's really nothing to be gleaned from these screenshots because it appears that
Yeah,
Zax has
because
deleted a
he
lot of
some
messages.
That's
Yeah,
because
what
he
I'll say
deleted
is
some of the
this.
stuff on there.
I
So
know
no,
what
I can't even show you anything.
I know
Like
what
some of the
bullshit smells like,
responses
and I'd
don't
be
look
willing to bet
natural.
my life.
What's deleted?
Let me say this one thing, and I'll fucking mute the rest of the conversation. Let me say this
Oh
one
my
thing. I've been trying
God.
to get in.
Please just mute the rest of the conversation.
She was 18. Say this
Just
one thing.
shut up, Shamos.
Just let him go, and then you don't have to deal with
I would
this.
bet my fucking life. I would bet my fucking life that he deleted messages and sent her a dick pic. I would bet my fucking life. I know what
He
bullshit
deleted
smells
the
like.
fucking dick pic that he did send me.
Yes, I agree.
didn't.
I believe you. I know what bullshit smells like, and I know what the truth smells like. Okay,
Like, I'm
I would bet my.
just
That's
frustrated.
horseshit.
Like,
I didn't do that. She couldn't even describe what it looked like.
I did describe what it looked like. It was
guys are
in
fake.
calm.
Couldn't describe what my dick looked like. Therefore, you guys are retarded. I would bet my life you showed your dick to her. I would bet
That
my
doesn't
life
mean
you deleted
anything
it.
to me. I would bet my life you're fucking wrong. What now?
Hold on a sec. Bowl of Milk, did you save screenshots of your private call with Zax?
Yeah, I did, and I sent it to Fia.
But-
and now I can't find that email. And you
Yeah,
gotta be fucking
okay, I
kidding
can
me.
vouch for that. She did send me a screenshot of her in a call with Zax.
Okay, I believe
sent
you.
me too.
Yeah. So you took screenshots of the private call, but Zach's actual dick pic you didn't save?
No, I didn't save it.
See, that's a little suspicious.
And he pretty much deleted it right after.
Also,
so
did
it's not
send
like I could have
lots
been able to save it anyway.
Well, if he deleted it right after, I mean, you can't say that he's just like going back and like deleting things now. I mean, it sounds like he put it.
hinges
I
on the
can't say
dick
that for the
pic.
dick pic, but I can say that for the rest of the stuff he told me. Like, the conversation doesn't even look natural. It looks like
Yeah,
someone's
because
changed
you
the
just
stuff
sent
off of it.
random fucking messages. The last thing you actually sent to me was when I was returning on my flight and I was looking through my notifications and you were just like, "Hey, do you like me? Do you like me? Do you like me?" like 3 or 4 times. You sent many messages with
I
no
asked
response.
you, do you still like me? And you didn't even respond or anything like that.
Okay,
And
we're
I know
talking
you
about.
were still on, so you could.
We're talking about the screenshots where she's clearly like it looks like she's actually having a conversation with herself.
Yeah,
because there's
right,
messages.
because she was having a fucking conversation with herself.
No, I was not. You fucking deleted it. You deleted
Okay.
whatever you said.
How many people believe Zaximum here? How many people given the evidence actually
What did he delete? Wait. What did he delete?
Let's hear
Yeah,
from
tell us what was
JJ, you
missing
don't get to
from
be
some
in
of the
Bowl of milk.
screenshots.
Bowl of
Oh,
milk. What did he delete?
He deleted the parts when we were talking about how we wanted a relationship and how we were going to
Yeah, but none of your responses have anything to do with that. So
None of your responses support that was what was being discussed. That
like,
doesn't
I'm just
drive.
saying that it's hard for me to like put all my thoughts together because I'm just frustrated. I feel like I'm being attacked.
Yeah, because you're not
All right,
getting
all right,
enough
relax.
attention.
Everybody relax.
Getting over.
Yeah, guys, this is
being repeatedly
overwhelming.
gaslighted. They're telling lies about what they did and didn't do.
No,
Okay, yeah,
I'm not fucking
feel like-
lying at
you
all.
two
I'm not
feel
going
like
to
know
call a
what?
lie
I'm
on my
done.
fucking
I'm done.
inbox.
No,
I'm really confused.
I fucking hate life and I fucking hate people.
Oh, this has gotten
you know
boring.
what?
You guys,
All right,
I'm
calm down.
No, I'm not calming down. Fuck you.
Yeah, there's real
really
people
worth
behind
it?
the computers, guys. Newsflash, there's real people sitting behind these computers. Dumbass.
Yeah, Shamos,
Hey,
we know.
Bull,
It's
Hey,
rich,
Bull,
Shamos. It's rich, Shamos.
Excuse me, Bull Milk, would you like to go down to another room, collect your thoughts?
No,
I want to hear
I'm
Shamos
done.
moralize some more.
I'm done.
You guys need to quit fucking with Bowl.
Yeah.
Just
is
calm
getting
down.
This girl's soul.
Calm down, Bull. Calm down the safe
All she
space
wanted
with
was a boyfriend, muscles, and here
just
you are
one
destroying her
screenshot,
soul.
Yeah, you're just making it worse, Shamos. You're literally making it worse.
Bull. Come down to the safe room with me for a bit.
No, I'm done.
Okay,
I'm
why?
done
Well,
with
you. I
life.
know you're
I'm
done, but you
done
can
with
come down to
life.
the room.
Other people looking
Come
for
down to
me.
the room. Come down to the room. We don't have to talk. Just come down here. Let's catch your breath. Just
She's
take
gone.
a few
She's gone.
moments.
Jesus Christ.
That's fucking insane.
No shit.
Great.
I got caught up, and yeah, this is a shit show. Definitely.
Hold on 1 second. So the screenshot she posted at 5:26, well, my time 5:26. She's definitely having a conversation with you, Zach, and you definitely delete your messages.
No, I didn't. She sent
Come
messages.
on, man.
No, I don't delete DMs. I didn't think again. None of this seemed like any issue.
Wait. Everyone go to the screenshot I'm talking about right now.
Yeah,
It says,
maybe later.
yeah, I will, love, yes, of course, I'd love to, laugh it loud, baby. It's not like that, blush. And then you say, I know. You definitely were having a conversation with me.
Yep, you cannot fucking lie about that. And if you're lying about that, then it just makes me wonder what else
Like,
you're
if you're lying about that right now, Zach, then everything else you just said
I'm
to
not
me is now
fucking
a
lying
suspect.
about anything. She
Did
can't.
you delete
dude.
DMs or not? Did you delete DMs with bowl of milk? Yes or no? Right now, did you or did you not ever delete DMs?
I did not delete DMs.
Oh
Okay,
my God.
then we have
I don't
evidence
believe it.
right here that I agree, that Jovan agrees, that Snook seems to agree, all implicates that you definitely deleted those DMs because it's unlikely that she would respond in such a way without any other interaction. So look,
Not
if you're
only
lying
that,
about that, if you're lying about that, and we've supplanted good evidence that you're lying about that, you're probably lying about a bunch of other shit too.
So it's not at
Probably
all.
about the
So it's not at all
probably
possible.
about
Like I
the
said, that she was just sending messages to you.
all that stuff, right?
She even admitted that she was sending messages to you that were not getting
would have been
responses.
possible.
You're
It would have been
robot.
possible.
You're breaking up, Jovan.
I know.
Yeah, he's just saying, why did you confirm by saying, I know, after all that shit? If she was just sending all those messages that were seemingly unrelated one after another, why would you respond, I know?
Well, for one thing,
Because
you
I was
can
just
tell.
responding to get her to stop sending a fucking message. Like I'm
That's a
seriously
weird response, though.
I have a hard time.
It's about
I don't
competing
care if you have a
hypotheses.
hard time.
What
with it.
about this exchange that I posted right here? Where
This is being framed wrong. It's about
herself.
competing hypothesis. So here's one hypothesis. Whether or not the response, I know, to all of those unconnected statements is more likely than deleted PMs, okay? Now, there's two hypotheses, and it seems like most people are in agreement that which is more likely is going to be the hypothesis that PMs were deleted, because it's highly unlikely that I know would be a response to those type of unconnected statements. Okay, and so it just so seems that even the people that were defending you earlier all think that it's heavily unlikely that you didn't delete DMs. So here it is. It's likely you deleted DMs. You're a fucking liar about that. You probably lied about other shit, like the dick pic, and that seems to fit. And look, what's interesting is I would do the same thing in your position. I would lie like a motherfucker, and I would do everything exactly the way that you're doing now. Exactly the way that you're doing now, and I will hold to it till the end of time.
Why? I'm the one.
Okay.
I'm
The only thing, if I may, right quick, what's
I am
interesting
the one who
is,
decided
if
to
I
bring
can,
this public. Why the fuck would I told her to post everything? I'm the one who decided to bring this public. It would be in my best interest to
you
not.
cleaned up and you thought it would fly, and then you got the obvious tracks, and you're
I don't have
dumbass, and
time
you
for
thought it was
that
going to work.
fucking shit. Just like I didn't have time for
You deleted your PMs, and you thought you
Hold
had
on,
covered
Lance.
your.
Can we
You
let
were
Molly
prepared
talk?
to let her, and then you didn't think rationally that the context would show that you deleted PMs. So that's why you did it. You made a mistake. People make mistakes. You don't have perfect knowledge. You made a tactical mistake. It happens.
yeah, that's Chum just noted it too. It's interesting that in some of these you on like 1 minute responses from her, and then there's like a big gap, and that's a bit weird. It goes from a 1 minute response and then almost 10, 15 minutes in between the next response, which she says, laugh out loud, maybe. Well, she's answering answering a question, or responding to a message.
Exactly. Perfectly
and then
argued by Molly.
And then you have 7:01. She it's not like that. 7:03. 2, I know. So it's weird
I
that
don't
your
recall-
conversation. If I may finish right quick, but if you scroll up, you'll notice that when there's both of you, your responses are within minutes apart of each other. But then you have these really large gaps of time for some weird reason.
And the other alternate explanation is that you're insinuating that she's just sending really disconnected, kind of psycho random shit to you.
Yes, because of the claim she's made. Like again, I've brought the Androcus thing because I can't provide anything for that. But I brought that up to Androcus saying, like, I just want you to know that's my worry for you. She said a lot of stuff, and what I had surmised, and the reason that I wanted to talk to her privately was because she was setting up something. Because what she said about Androcus, all the things that she said were so out of character for him, and I know him. And he would not be doing the things that she thought. So I even discussed this with Fia, that I was like, I think that this is like some type of setup to, to do something. So I said, go ahead and
Dude, you're insulting all of our intelligences.
I'm not insulting because I brought
you
this
are
forward.
though. You are insulting our intelligence because then she said, "I'd love to," and then she responds, literally fucking 10 minutes later with "LOL maybe." Dude, you're sunk. This is so ridiculous that you would fucking lie like this.
We had a call where she wasn't talking.
I'm not
We
as
had a
stupid as
call
you
where
think
she
I am.
wasn't talking, and I was. I don't understand.
I'm not this dumb, dude. You're insulting me. I'm not this dumb.
If
You
there had
might
been
be.
a call there,
You might be this dumb.
there would
I'm
have.
not.
If there had been a voice call, you would have seen that in the screenshot that there was a call.
Maybe Zaximum really is this dumb that he thinks that he really has a solid case.
I just brought it forward to
No, I'm just saying you never struck me as a paragon of like intellectual reasoning. Maybe you really honestly think that there's not solid evidence against your case right now. You probably honestly believe
because
that.
I'm the one that was involved in it.
Okay, look, doesn't matter if you're involved in it. We're looking at it objectively. She said 12 minutes later, LOL maybe to an that response literally is unconnected to anything and makes zero sense. And then she says after that, it's not like that, in which that response has nothing to do with the things that she was saying above that. And that
If it's a voice call though, Shamos.
That took place 13 minutes later. Dude, you really think I'm this fucking stupid?
Hold on, wait. The jury's had enough time.
You're cutting out, Concrete. You're cutting out.
Get out,
You're cutting
Concrete.
out.
No, he's not.
Cutting out. No, we can't hear you. You're
He's not cutting out.
Concrete.
All right,
Guys,
so the
I'm
jury's
lying
had
to
its
him.
time to
Tom,
hear
can
the
you do me a
evidence.
favor?
Sorry, on the first count of federal transmission of dick pics. What say ye?
Why are you talking?
Yeah, shut up,
That's
Concrete.
useless. All right,
So-
that was.
no,
I gave you a
I'm
shot.
totally
Gave you
kidding,
a
man.
shot. Concrete. Sorry.
So, yeah, no, Concrete. So what Zaximum is saying is that he didn't type. Those are responses to him voicing.
Yeah, exactly. I've done this before with Michael.
That's totally consistent.
Yeah, it is
Where's
consistent.
the
I've done that
where
so
was
many
the
times.
voice call then in the
Yeah, but this after the call is look.
What do you mean? Where was the voice call?
Started. It will say voice call started. I will show you because I was in a voice call with Snoods last night, and in between it says, "Here's our chat," and it says voice call.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah.
Shamos giving her a taste of the
Okay.
patriarchy.
All right.
Cake, did you hear that?
It will show proof that there was a voice call. So don't be played dumb.
Well,
Yeah, this
it
one up here
says
shows
it
it.
does say Zaximum started a call.
Wait.
Just before the picture of the skin apple.
I just don't.
And that was on September 7th at 3 a.m.
But
That
these
was before
conversations were on the 5th.
Yeah, these
That was
conversations
before that.
reference are on
You're
September
calling
5th.
18-year-olds at 3 a.m., but you have no interest in them whatsoever, and she's just delusional?
So they called on September 6th, and we're talking about something that happened on
Her
September 7th.
friend was in the call.
Show me
Her fucking friend was in the call.
From September 5th that shows that there was a voice call. Show me that.
Guy up here.
I just showed him. I just posted it. I showed it.
Did you?
Right,
All right, good.
Yeah, it's
I
right
don't-
there.
Thank you.
September
I don't want
5th.
to have to do all this.
Oh
It's right
shit.
there. September 5th.
JJ, you're gonna have to step down as
Okay,
the
so wait,
server's
hold on.
player.
What are the timestamps? He called her at 8:39 p.m. What was the conversation? What time was that? Hold on, I'm scrolling back up.
September 5th. I just posted it.
That's 6:33 p.m. So the conversation predates the call. Dumbasses.
That's
Dumbass.
because you'll have to scroll up. You'll have to scroll up further to find that voice call.
Yeah, but that's
another voice call.
Isn't that a wait?
Obviously.
It's still after the conversation.
It could have
that's
been a
another voice
14-hour
call.
phone call. Simple.
She's
13-hour call.
No,
it's temporarily impossible for her to respond in the past to things that were being said in the future.
That's not what
Dumbasses.
happened. That's not what happened. PM
Show the
comes
proof.
after AM.
Show the proof.
The proof is that the phone call started AM.
Starts at PM.
Yeah, that would be
She's
earlier
posting
in the
everything,
morning.
Frank, and you
If it
could have been a
exists,
14-hour call.
You have to scroll up further.
I like that. Now his only excuse is that it was a 14-hour call.
Oh,
I didn't
wait,
say
why?
that. I just
When
said
are
it
they
wasn't
being deleted now?
I just actually said that it wasn't.
No. Hey, stop, everyone. The phone call was at 8:39 p.m. Not a.m.
Yeah.
Right. And that
Okay,
was
so the
after the
phone
conversation
call was
that's
at
being talked
8:39
about.
p.m. and then the other ones was at
6:53 p.m. or 6:33 p.m. I'm sorry. So I was wondering
Okay,
about
so what
responding
that
to
means?
something.
What that means is the messages predate the call, right?
Right.
They were 2
So
hours. Those
find
messages
where
were 2 hours before the
find
call.
yes, find where the call was started before the messages that you're talking.
No. Listen, if what the message you're appealing to, the call was at 8:39, and then the messages were at 6:30. What you're saying is she was responding 2 hours previous to a voice call.
Nobody's saying that.
Nobody's
saying that.
To me. So explain it to me.
What you're looking for is evidence that a voice call was started before those messages.
It could have
No.
been.
I'm asking.
Are you new to
Has that been
Discord?
provided yet? Or are y'all just talking about hypotheticals? Has it been provided?
No,
It's hypothetical still.
Okay, so
Showing that there was
so I'm
another
just going off the
voice
evidence.
call
I'm going off the physical
afterwards.
evidence, okay? So you're saying
Yeah,
there
Zach
may or may
can
not be a
settle
call
that
before
right
this.
now. Zach can settle that right now. Zach, post the proof that you called her before.
604.
Why is JJ talking right now instead of letting Jack? Shut the fuck up,
Zach.
Zach.
Yeah, Zach. We need
Zach.
that
Mister, I've never deleted a DM. Post it then, motherfucker.
Post the proof that you called her.
All he has to do is post the same DM that Bowl of Milk posted and see if his post has anything in it, has the responses in it or not. See what the timeline looks like on his end.
It's going to look the same because they're messages to her. I don't understand. It's going to look exactly the same.
Show the proof. Just less talk, more action. Show the proof. You don't delete DMs. It must be there. Take a screenshot. Post it, motherfucker. You heard what Jovan. Hold on. You heard what Jovan said. Post it.
Shame on. Just let
Can
Jackie talk, bro.
I just say it kind of does look like maybe Bull is responding to things that are said in voice. So the way that this could be easily proven is if Zax found the line in the DMs that says call was started. I understand there's a
We've already said that, Jackie. But what you're
No, but an earlier claim said one.
Yuri, shut up.
Yeah, we didn't think about that, Suzak.
Shut up,
Yeah,
Yuri.
Jackie, what he's saying is we've already talked about that and discussed that, Jackie,
Yeah, we
okay?
did.
And what you said is actually incorrect in a certain way that's very misleading. You said that conversation seems to be consistent with him talking in a voice call. You know what it's also consistent with? Him deleting DMs, Jackie.
No,
Which is
it is consistent with either one. But
yes, that's under contention right now. Now let me explain to you something that just happened a moment ago. They tried to provide evidence, Jackie, that it was in a voice call. You want to know the evidence that they provided? A voice call that was 2 hours later. So now that we've knocked the hole, in that, now what's under contention is hypothetically there may or may not have been a voice call above that PM that says call started. Now, Jovan has correctly identified that Zaximum, Mr. I've never deleted a DM, can quickly, within a few seconds, should have already been posted, have a screenshot that confirms that he was in a call right before that, okay? So what we're doing now is everyone's going to mute up and be quiet until Zaximum, the person who's never deleted a DM, posts the proof, which shouldn't take no longer than a minute. Okay, so we'll just wait for Zaximum.
What am I posting?
Y'all want to see a motherfucker's foot get put to the flame? Put me in charge. I'll have this motherfucker burned up. I'll have this motherfucker burned up so quick. You want to see it happen? Put me in charge of this operation. We'll just mute up right now, and you provide the evidence, Mister. I've never deleted the DM.
We don't want this kind of. That's not what we want to happen. We just want Zax not to screw around with kids that are too young to understand what he's doing, and to quit threatening with his mods. That's it.
No, we want to know whether or not I'm here right now. Let's prove
Or
it.
the
Show
appearance of threatening with mods.
So look, so I'm taking it as evidence that he hasn't posted the screenshot yet, that he's full of shit. The longer it takes him to post a screenshot, the more evidence that
it's just going to look exactly the fucking same. Like, I can't. Do you understand that if you delete a DM, right? I'm at least my knowledge is that it's not like Facebook.
No, Zaximum, listen, buddy. You're not understanding. Shamo, explain it very simply to him.
So look, we agree that you can delete DMs. You can't delete the function that says call started, okay?
Right.
Now, what she's provided, hold on, dude, just listen for a second, man. You don't seem to understand this. So
I understand
explain it to you. I'm going to explain it to you. So she's posted a
trying to paint it as though I deleted messages.
PM, okay? And the PM appears to be heavy evidence that you deleted DMs. Now, you provided an alternate hypothesis.
Zax, can you stop, please?
Okay, so I'm gonna have to start over. Okay, so listen, just let me say this. Let me say this.
Zax, can you stop, please?
Honest people have no problems hearing the truth. So let me say this. Okay, so look, here's what's under contention. We agree you can delete DMs. We agree that you can't delete the little function that says call started. So now here's what's gonna happen. Milk has posted a DM, right? And that was at 6:33 p.m. September 5th. Okay. And that PM appears to be heavy evidence that you have deleted DMs. Now, there's been an alternate hypothesis that's been put forward. The alternate hypothesis being that a call, she's responding, in fact, to things you're saying in voice. Now, in order for that to be true, motherfucker, there needs to be a call started sign just before 6:30 p.m. September 5th. Now, since you never deleted a PM, very quickly, you can go into your DMs, find September 5th, find just before 6:33 p.m. and take a screenshot of the little green icon that says call started.
Yeah, I'm aware.
If you can't do that, that's heavy evidence that you're a lying motherfucker.
No, it's not, because I told you already that I'd expressed to Fia. Is Fia? I don't know if Fia's even in here. Let's see.
Irrelevant.
No, it is. It is relevant because
you claim that those were responses.
No, Yuri and Jackie levied, and I asked.
Okay, so so if that's not true, and you're saying no, I'm not even alleging that a call started before this. Then that's even worse damning evidence that you deleted.
Fia could substantiate that I suspected.
That's even worse evidence you deleted PMs. Now you have no excuse. She wasn't responding to a call before that. So what that means is
that claim.
I'm not saying that you did. Let's be very clear. Everyone, listen to me precisely. I am not saying Zax ever said that a call happened before that.
Okay, I'm also saying that. Yes. I'm also saying that I told Fia specifically, she's down in the other room, and I wanted that because it would corroborate what I'm saying, that I said that based on what was going on and her lies about Androcus, that I suspected she was setting something up to make it look like something. Because I remember telling Fia, I don't understand, this looks like.
What does this have to do with what we're talking about?
No, it is. No, it is.
I'm so confused.
You said that she was. You said that she was responding to voice chat.
That's what I thought too.
That's exactly what he said.
Look,
dude,
just ask him a yes or no question.
No,
just ask him a yes or no question. I can ask him 2 yes or no questions, and we can be at the bottom of this instantly. First yes or no question. Did you or did you not ever say that you had a voice call before 6:33 p.m. on September 5th that explained her responses? Did you or did you not say that?
I didn't levy that, no.
He didn't levy that. Okay, here's the second question, and all will be fixed right after the second question. Okay, if you never said that, this actually, I don't actually, to be honest with you, I don't even have a second question. I'll just make a statement. If it's true that you never did have a voice call, then the explanation that she's responding to something in voice goes away. Thus, it just means it's even more likely that you deleted PMs because it's no longer her responding to stuff you said in voice.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I had already admitted and told her that she could post any screenshots that she wanted of the call that I had with her and her friend on a voice chat and a voice and video chat. With her friend was present the entire time. That is the only thing that I've agreed that has happened because it happened. But I told Fia specifically, let me finish. Let me finish.
Come on, guys. Let Zach finish. Come on, go ahead, Zach. Go.
So I lamented to Fia that I was worried that she was setting something up because she levied claims against Androcus that are completely out of character and not in line with what I know about him. And I said, look at this. It looks like she's just having a conversation with her fucking self. A lot of this stuff, and I'm saying, I don't understand why you'd be doing that. And so that's when all this shit blew up and Fia told me about it, I wanted to talk with her and try to find out what the fuck she was doing.
I see what's going on here. So I see what's going on here. So look, he's now dropped the hypothesis that a call ever took place. And that No. Just let me characterize, because I'm actually going to steel man your dumbass position, okay? If you just fucking listen to me for a second. Okay, what he's saying is that was not in play. What he's saying is what explains her saying all of those things that appear like deleted DMs. What actually explains that is an alternate hypothesis. The alternate hypothesis is that she was trying to set something up. And her trying to set something up explains why she said a bunch of unconnected stuff and LOL and maybe in responses to things that never happened. But what's interesting is it's kind of curious how LOL maybe sets anything up. So actually, if we put that hypothesis versus the deleted PMs hypothesis, yours fails, okay? It's way more likely that you deleted PMs than her saying something like LOL maybe has anything to do with her setting anybody up. Who is she setting up by typing LOL maybe 13 minutes after her last response?
Because she got it worked, the same way that she got it worked into her head that she told Fia that we had plans to move in together.
That's rumor, though.
All of these
that's still under contention in it. See, you can't supply that as evidence because you're saying it's proven fact and no one's contesting the fact that she's delusional about this. No, that's under contention. So you can't use that as evidence. In fact, we're unsure as to whether or not you did or didn't say that. So you can't use that as evidence, dumbass.
Fia can show the DMs if she wants. I don't know what happened between Bowl and Fia. That's what Fia relayed to me when she called me and said, "Hey, here's what's going on." So,
but we also know that Fia was wrong about thinking that Tom.
Let me just say this to Jovan. Jovan, are you still there?
Yeah, I don't thought Tom wanted to kick her because Tom never said those words. Like he literally
she just said out loud that that's what she thought.
Oh well, I don't know how. I mean, I can't speak to that. Tom would agree with me. He never during that call. He never said we should do this. We should do that.
I'm not saying Tom said that.
Right. And so I'm saying that's never come up. No one was ever talking about removing her from the server via moderation at all. So
yet Fia thinks there was. So Fia is not necessarily going to be a reliable source of gossip.
That's why I would like to, if she would be willing to show, because I asked her, I said, what is Bowl, what's all going on with that? And then she starts saying, well, Bowl thinks that you guys were going to move in and get married and all of this insane nonsense that she was saying about Androcus as well, just because we had complimented her art and talked to her a couple times. Like, so when
you're good looking and older and you flirt with an 18-year-old, that kind of thing can happen.
I did not consider it anything romantic at all. Like I told her, I said nothing different than Androcus ever said. Like that, but nobody expressed like you're cute, you're hot, like we should do this, we should do that. Like that was never expressed by either of us. So if anything,
what about this thing about this flirty thing about I can teach you all kinds of things besides just kissing. I mean, come on. You don't want to say you weren't flirting because there's nothing wrong with flirting. It's just that you got to be careful when they're 18.
Right. I'm not saying that everything was 100% like, just it was very stoic and talking like a robot. But I'm saying that it was wild to me that all of that could be extrapolated from some very vapid, superficial discussions that mostly revolved around her art. Like, so that's why I can't understand why I'm sitting here dealing with this
Well, but Fia has extrapolated bizarre things already. We know.
You want to know what I don't
You
understand?
don't want to blame
Helena?
Bull about that.
You want to know what I don't understand, Helena? I don't
you'll be
understand
able
why
to
there's
post
two
it.
competing hypotheses. One saying that she's just trying to set him up, and she's writing things like LOL maybe 13 minutes later to set him up somehow. Or there's a hypothesis that he just
Because it
deleted
would
a bunch
make
of
it
PMs.
look like I
Or there's a
deleted
hypothesis
DMs.
that she deleted a bunch of PMs that were direct responses to those things. Helena, how likely do you think it is that she was quote unquote trying to set him up, and her doing so was her typing LOL maybe 13 minutes later?
That's
Which
one
I'm
screenshot
just saying,
of
dude,
many.
I don't think anyone, including Helena, buys this bullshit fucking story you're putting forward. I don't even know what kind of setting up you think that constitutes. It's
Because
just
she
the whole
already
explanation
made up claims already that were far more dangerous.
Those are under dispute.
The ones she levied against me.
You haven't substantiated those claims that were made up. That's under dispute whether or not you said you would do them with it. We don't know that that's true. You can't use that as evidence. That's still under dispute.
But you're seeming to choose that when it's convenient for you, right? You're saying, well, we can't substantiate that, but me knowing her character and knowing the things that she says just doesn't matter. And like I must have just been mass deleting DMs. Like that's far more likely than her.
No. This is what your argument is, Shamos. It's likely that she's lying here. And the reason is because she lied elsewhere. The lies elsewhere are that we were going to move in together and have a relationship. But the thing is, I don't even know if that's the case, right? So you can't base that on evidence that she's lying again because she lied in the past, because I'm not even sure those are lies. In fact, those are directly under contention whether or not those were lies or the truth. So you can't use that as evidence. In fact, that's what's called being on the table. That's on the table right now. You can't offer that as evidence. That's what's being dissected and analyzed right now.
Which is why I haven't pressed it any further. I'm just saying that was my reasoning for my thinking and talking to Fee about it, because look exactly what fucking happened. Like I said, I have evidence. There's evidence there that I tried to settle this with her in DMs privately to find out what the fuck was going on. And
let me explain to you something. You have evidence that none of us else have. That's true. You have access. You have access and evidence and had experiences that none
we've
of us
already
can verify.
posted that, Shamos. Two people have already saw it.
What I'm saying is, even though there are some things what I'm saying is, I agree that there's some evidence that's been posted. All I'm trying to say is,
not some evidence. It's right there that I said.
Let me ask you a question. Has every part of the conversation that y'all ever had in voice or in chat been posted in its entirety? No. Okay. So what I'm saying here is something that's trivially true. You have access to other experiences within this thing that none of us else have access to. So what I'm saying is, listen, take yourself outside of your body and your experiences. You're a neutral observer. You're me, you're any one of us. You don't have access to all those other things. All we have access is not to this information that you have in the whole to your own experience. All we have is what's on the table. We have the DMs, we have your word, we have your hypothesis that competes with her hypothesis. And when you look at it the way that I'm looking at it, no motherfucker in the rational mind is going to think the best explanation for why those DMs are so unconnected and the time gap goes so long and why she's responding to just incoherent, literally rambling to herself, is because your explanation is she's trying to set some things up.
Right, in case her feelings were unreciprocated because they were completely ridiculous claims. She's not she's not a stable individual, and I don't give a fuck what you think about that.
What kind of setting up are you doing by typing LOL maybe 13 minutes after?
People that have interacted with me at this level know that that's not how I fucking operate. Like it's completely inconsistent with how I operate. Like I said, I have done everything I could to settle this with her in private to find out what was going on, and she insisted on shitting up the chat and trying to drag my name to it. So I said, "Fuck it, let's do it in front of everybody."
None of that has anything to do with what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, as a neutral observer, given the information that we have and the evidence that we have, no one in their right mind would actually think that your bullshit hypothesis that the reason why she wrote LOL maybe 13 minutes later is because she was trying to set something up and basically build on something that was illusory or something like that. No, the best explanation is let me give you a better explanation. A better explanation is in between those 13 minutes, you said something to her that prompted her to respond LOL maybe. That's what I'm going to say. And I think that's way more likely than her just rambling incoherently.
I don't give a fuck what's way more likely. I'm telling you how it is. If you don't want to believe it, that's fine. But what
rational. So you don't care if it's rational for me to think that you're wrong. And I'm a rational person. I have to accept what's rational. You don't care that all the evidence points to you being wrong, and I have to accept that as a rational human being. You don't give a fuck.
Yes, because I'm the one who had the interactions with her. You weren't fucking there. So I'm telling you.
What I'm telling you is everyone else in this room didn't have those interactions, and all we have is the evidence. And when we're looking at the evidence, your ass is a liar.
No, if Andricus was here and not deafened, he'd be able to tell you the talk that he also had with her about seeking a relationship with him, and he had some kind of, he described it as some, come to Jesus daddy talk about not seeking things like that.
That's anecdote. That's anecdote. That picture and that DM is not anecdote.
What do you like? I am not going to admit
someone's word about how something went down is called anecdote. Okay? Proof positive of what happened, i.e. a DM, is not anecdote. So even if you got Andricus in here to say spun whatever tale he did, it would give nothing more than anecdote, and no sensible person would ever accept that as evidence.
Okay, that's fine, but I'm saying she's not you're looking at it from a person who thinks rationally, and she does not think rationally based on she even said it in here. She even said it in here that she had the idea that I'd be moving with her, that I'd be doing all this, and even Claire is substantiating that is not how, that's so counter to my personality, to my own goals. That's just, none of it fucking makes sense. So you're assuming that she is a rational person, and she is not a rational
Yeah, I am
person.
assuming that she's got some level of
Something
rationality.
right quick though, even we could say that she's not rational, but if you go back through all the messages, your responses to each other are only minutes apart, and I find it a bit odd that she's going to type things and then literally sit there for 13 minutes and respond.
Okay, but she
that's
also.
I'm just saying it.
I understand.
Really odd.
I understand, and I've never said it doesn't look strange, which is why I addressed it with Fia. But also, she admitted that while I was gone, she was looking around at me at other servers and monitoring my Discord activity. So yeah, I would go ahead and say that it's pretty right in line with her being very weird and being very obsessive about whatever the fuck she thought was going on, and she said that here in chat. So is that also just hearsay? Is she saying something?
No, she did say that. She did say that.
So I just don't understand why I'm this crazy bad guy when she's already shown that she's a very unstable individual and very confused, and that you're just like, oh well, we'll just hand wave all that away.
No, I'm not hand waving it away. I'm not hand waving it away.
Well, that's what it fucking feels like.
Well, I'm sorry. I just said this is. Insane. Okay, thank you, Seamus wasn't talking. No, I mean, I'm looking through it, and I pointed out to you, and she did mention that she was going to other servers to see where you were. So yeah, would that make sense if she was doing something, then came back later and typed something? That would explain the timeline. Yeah,
I'm not like.
Look, the question that needs to be asked is for Shamos in order for Zax to get out of this, because I think Zax is innocent, right? Just ask Shamos what will falsify his conclusion or hypothesis, right? And then whatever Shamos presents that will falsify that hypothesis, just provide that. And in the case Zax won, that's all that needs to happen. We're talking too much about this, right?
Wait, hold on one second. Let me just say something real quick. So,
Jovan, you missed a lot, Jovan. You want to know what the new competing hypothesis is, Jovan?
Well, let's recap the conversation real quick, right? We initially started asking about those DMs, and Zax had said, look, she's just rambling. That's what she does. She just back to back to back. Then we say, well, Zax, these messages look like she's actually replying to you. He said, oh, wait, those messages are messages in which I was in a video call, and she was just replying in chat.
I did not say that.
That's what you said. We can go back to the recording. It's fucking said. Don't tell me I'm a fucking liar.
No, that's what Jackie said in the chat. And I
said, no, you said that. You said it. Let me finish.
Zach said it could have been the case.
Yes, he said word for word. Hold on. Let me keep going. Let me keep going. I don't have much time, people. Fucking now the story is, well, fucking it wasn't the case that he fucking was just replying in chat. It's the case that she's making stuff up to make it look like, and she just from the start has been writing messages to make it look like they're having conversations that they're not, just in case. That's a progression of responses we've gotten. That's the progression of responses we've gotten so far.
I have admitted 3, 4, 5 times that there is not. I said that there's not a call that happened prior to the group call that happened with her and her.
So the contention is that she's literally just saying crazy responses to imaginary questions. Is that what you're
based and substantiated a little bit, however much you want to put on a weight on it, that she admitted that while I was gone and not active on Discord, she was following me around and looking at my activity.
That doesn't matter. That
does matter. That definitely does
that's
matter.
not consistent with her being insane. That's consistent with her crushing on you.
With
So
her
that's
being
not
I
obsessed.
think the real
consistent.
question is why even get into a call with an 18-year-old and their friends in the first
No,
place?
that's not the real question.
That's
the real
not
question
a
is
real
we're
question at
we're
all.
trying
No.
to show that there's good evidence that he's a fucking liar, not questioning why he chose to do some action or not. That's retarded. What
Yeah, but
Jovan,
by
the new
choosing to get into that call, he put himself into the situation
no,
where he's
No, I didn't put myself in any
though.
situation. I didn't put myself in any incriminating situation because her friend was
I
part
didn't
of
say
the call.
incriminate.
Okay, well, that's what you're implying, and I'm saying that to me, getting into a call with somebody, regardless of their age, with a friend who's there, there's nothing sexual going on there. So like, that's not crossing my mind that, oh, this might get back to Tom's server. I better not fucking do that while I'm packing my fucking luggage.
Yeah, this is off the point. It's just a distraction. There's no point talking.
I'm not misdirecting. I'm telling you.
I didn't say you were. I said this particular thing is just off the point.
There was no call. There was no call prior to the single call that we had.
Does anyone else have any experience with Bull just writing random shit in your DMs and
Well, that's
acting
what
like
he's
you're
trying to
talking to
appeal
them?
to Thea. He's trying to appeal to Thea and Androcus because they will have that information, but they're not here at the moment.
Well, that's not.
That's what
then,
he's
then
saying.
we
That's
were-
what Zach has.
Then we're not gonna have too much
but
more to
that would
compare it
just
to.
be anecdote. That would be appealing to two people that are obviously his good friends and on his side. One, he's having a
Right,
romantic
but it
relationship.
would
One is
increase the
admitting-
probability.
So only people who don't like me can
If we were to
win.
get those two
Let's
anecdotes,
say
J-Mo.
I was like, hey, I've got people to back me up, but it's Iron and Dio and Tasteless. Okay? That says a little something, okay?
No, it
If I
doesn't,
said, hey,
because
no.
it's- So you don't trust Androcus? You think he like?
No, what
so
I'm
only
saying is these people, one you're in a romantic relationship with, and the other one's you've admitted to be one of your good internet buddies. Okay?
I'm not in
So
a romantic relationship with Thea.
Okay, I don't believe you about anything you've said tonight, including that.
That doesn't mean shit. Okay, like that's fine, but you have no
No,
evidence.
the evidences are clear from Thea's response. Okay, when she said that motherfucker, so you can't let me speak because you know I'm about to just show you something that's very obvious.
You've just been talking. It's not obvious. You don't.
Seamus. Hold on. Let me say.
You don't have me backed into any corner.
Zax, I can be just as stubborn as you can, right, motherfucker? I can be just as stubborn as you can.
Don't have me backed into any corner, Seamus. Don't.
Okay, you don't think so. But you won't let me. You won't let me express that, right? You won't let me express that. This is what Thea said earlier, which I think is interesting. She said the thing that best explains her saying that motherfucker is not the fact that she's jealous or they're in a kind of relationship, et cetera, et cetera. She said that motherfucker in the conversation with Milk because she was mad at Zaximum about something completely unconnected. Do you see how that's just so unlikely? It's so ridiculous. Here's another thing that actually takes the same type of form, okay? That you never ever deleted any PMs, that she's just crazy. And the people that can come and confirm your story are the two people that have your good friends and one you're in a relationship with and that have agreed with you the whole time.
Relationship.
That's fucking ridiculous, okay? That's fucking ridiculous. Thea's response that motherfucker was unconnected and was about something else independent that she was mad about is ridiculous.
So
okay?
she couldn't have just been upset that.
Okay, so the hypothesis number one is Bowl of Milk is so insane that she's literally having conversations with herself. Or hypothesis two is dumbass, lying, manipulative Zaximum muscle boy decided to delete some DMs that incriminated him for stringing her along.
No,
which one is better?
No, you see what you're missing again is Thea already addressed this, and that motherfucker claim was her being emotional because, as any reasonable person would, if you have someone that you don't know much about coming to you, essentially insinuating that I'm manipulating somebody and using them, that seems like a pretty proper response.
That's not what that DM said. The DM said, "Hey, how do you know if a guy likes you online?" Okay, and then she said.
Right.
Hold on. Listen, this is so important because Zaximum wants to let it out. Like the reason why Thea said that motherfucker is because Bowl of Milk had led it to believe that she was manipulated. Nope. You want to know what the PM says? How do you know if a guy online likes you? Who is this guy? I can't tell you. Is it Zax? Yes. How did you know? That motherfucker. That is a manipulation? That is a manipulation? You would see, dude, I swear to God, if we had a jury here, you'd be going to jail. I'd have you fried so fucking hard. I'm just saying, no one believes any of this shit. Who believes any of this shit besides Zaximum or Fia? Anybody? Anybody believe this shit?
So me and Fia have a
Anybody
relationship.
in the room of 40 people want to come to Zaximum's defense besides Androcus or Fia? Does anyone want to speak in his defense?
I don't think you were having a relationship with her, but if I had to guess, you were probably flirting with both the girls, and
based on what?
If I can finish, perhaps flirting with them, and then Milk takes it as maybe it's a bit more, or there's more to it than that, and so Fia's gonna go, motherfucker, flirting with someone else again. I could actually see that being a response. Oh, well, based on what? It's because Claire's been saying the whole time inside chat that you fucking flirt with everyone.
Okay, so you're saying from an observation, your observational standpoint, like I see that. I'm not going to act like that's not a thing, but I'm telling you, number one, Fia and I don't have a relationship.
I didn't say it was a relationship. There's a difference between flirting and having a relationship, right?
I mean, I've emoted her pictures and we've talked, but like we have talked about games and things like that, but there's never been a conversation of anything. It's pretty much understood that she has something going on with, I believe, Chum or something like that. That's pretty well understood in server information. None of this is making sense to me that Fia was acting with any at least to my knowledge. And Fia seems pretty reasonable. That I was under no assumption that Fia and I, or that Fia thought that something, she's in fucking
I don't
Florida.
think she did.
The evidence contradicts that. Okay, the evidence
contradicts that I have something going on with Fia, or Fia likes me. What are you saying?
No, I'm saying it's obvious that she likes you and that y'all have something going on. And look,
that's a stretch.
I'm actually really curious how many people think that the explanation is that the reason why Fia said that motherfucker is because what she heard from Bowl of Milk shows that he was manipulating her. But in fact, Zaximum, that doesn't work, man. Because all that was said is, how do you know a guy online likes you? Who is it? I can't tell you. Is it Zax? How did you know that? That shows nothing about manipulation. So she can't be saying that motherfucker because of manipulation, because none of that shows manipulation. So look, all of your hypotheses are fucked up. That motherfucker was because of a video call that never took place. That motherfucker was on Fia's word because she was mad at you about something unconnected. That motherfucker was meant because you were manipulating her, even though there's no evidence for you manipulating her. Everything's been shot down. What the best explanation is, you deleted PMs. You sent her your dick. You did have conversations with her along those lines, and she was strung on and manipulated into thinking that you liked her, and that's why she was so hurt. That was why she was crying. That's why she admitted you sent her dick pics, and you're just lying trying to cover your ass, which I understand, because I would do the exact same thing in your place. Except for when I was this strung up, I just admitted it. I've been this strung up before, and I just admit it, okay? I never go this far, but you have somehow taken it this far, even though you're completely destroyed.
I'm not completely destroyed. That you just saying that you're destroyed doesn't do the end all.
I've spent an hour giving the reasons.
I mean,
not only did I claim I destroyed you, I spent an hour giving the reasons.
Over and over again. Again, I don't have access to all of Fia's DMs. She gave me a rundown of what was being said, and that was my fucking takeaway from it. And I'm saying, from my perspective, I was not aware that anything was happening on Fia's end towards me, because it is pretty well known what's going on between her and Chum. And that's all I was saying, and that's extremely reasonable. And I've provided the best evidence. I can't put into text Bowl of Milk's mental state, but based on what she said about Androcus and what I reported in that call with Tom, this seemed to make sense, and I had this conversation with them about my concern about it. Like, that's all I can say to that. But I didn't send her any fucking dick
because she
pictures.
lied to Anderkis, because she allegedly lied to Anderkis, allegedly lied about you moving in together, you're going to say that her just typing LOL maybe like a crazy person is more
That's
likely.
not all she did. There's pages of that, and she posted it. There's pages of her doing that shit. And, and her last messages to me before all of this went through, I'm also not responding to. Like, I don't get it. Like, you just want this to be true for whatever fucking reason.
No. Actually, I would have loved to have defended you and actually started out the conversation doing so. Up until at the time I saw the DM and where it said LOL maybe 13 minutes later, it's just so
that's
done.
it. That's the defense.
At that point, the lie, you're just a fucking liar, man. You're not even good at it anymore.
I'm not lying. Yeah, I'm not very good at it because I'm not fucking lying about it.
Even if you were telling the truth. Here's what's interesting about these discussions. Even if you were telling the truth, even if your story is right, it would be irrational for me to believe that that was true given the evidence that I have. I have the proper evidence.
Given my experience, which does count for something, regardless of if you want to have it, that's fine. But my experience with her is that she's an unstable individual, and the things that I heard and that I reported to Tom and that I reported to Fia and
but
her
that's
reporting
something
back.
you only have access to. The only thing I have access to are those DMs, and it looks like you're a lying motherfucker. And I would be irrational if I didn't think you were a lying motherfucker.
It does look that way, I have to admit.
I mean, that's fine. I'm not saying it does, but I'm not saying it doesn't look strange. But it's not in line with my character.
I'm also a scumbag of the type of nature that you are, and I manipulate women in the same way. And I would have done the very same thing that you're doing. Okay, I just wouldn't have kept up the facade this long. So I even know that that's
facade. This was my idea to bring it forward, and I know the people in this server, and I know that people nitpick and look at things. This is not a server full of idiots. I did this because this is ridiculous, and I wanted her to stop just sitting there in chat and fucking just saying retarded stuff when it was completely unprompted. I've tried to deal with this in a private manner. She didn't want to do it, so I brought it to the fucking floor. I don't give a fuck what your takeaway is from her being a crazy person, because she's not rational at all. Again, and Claire has said, another person who knows my character, which you'll just hand wave that away, that's fine, I'm still going to say it, that she knows that that's not how I act, that's not consistent with anything that I've done, with the multiple interactions with people I've had in the server. Not consistent at all. So I just decided one day to lead somebody on who I'm not attracted to, with no motivation at all. I just decided to do it and be a completely different person, and then bring it to the floor so I could just crucify myself in front of everybody else. That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I did a thing in college where I studied serial killers. Did you know that they interview their neighbors and almost all of them say that was completely out of character? I never would have thought that he would have ever done that. He was the nicest guy and stuff like that. So why do you think,
have a pattern of behavior?
Why do you think that surface level accounts of your behavior explain deeper things about your psyche?
Because serial killers commit more than one murder. It's a serial, which means a
what
pattern.
I'm saying is,
I don't have a pattern of.
It has nothing to do with serial killers. It's just I'm showing an example where people that are close to you actually agree that it's out of character, yet we know for a fact that they still did it.
Okay, right.
So people that are close to them,
what you're not allowing me to say,
it's out of character.
What you're not allowing me to say, what you're not allowing me to say is that serial killers, by the very definition of being a serial killer, have a pattern of behavior. So you're going to try to suggest that I have a pattern of manipulating women on this server.
That's not the thing I'm analogizing.
That's perfectly analogous. That's perfectly analogous.
No, that's not. I'm not analogizing the chronicness or the seriality. In fact, I can change it to they've had killers. Person that killed one person, never was a serial killer, did one incident, and they interviewed their neighbors and said that's completely out of character. I never would have thought he would have did that. That has nothing. The fucking analogy doesn't hand on the chronicness or the seriality, dumbass. Here's what I'm analogizing. People that are close to you will say that oftentimes that things that we know for a fact that you did were inconsistent with your nature. So even if Claire, Andricus, Thea all said, no, he never acts like this. We have proven examples in real life where people close to people do not oftentimes say that that's against their character, yet we know that they still did it. That's all I'm analogizing. That shows how, bro, you need to lay off the fucking steroids for a little bit and put your nose in a book for a little while. You're harming yourself.
No, I'm
fucking retarded.
Retarded. You can spare me your personal opinions of the character. what I'm telling you is that you can draw all the analogies you want from other things that are analogous or not all day. It doesn't change the fact that I had an experience and I've told you my experience. And if you don't want to believe that, there's nothing I can do about that to change it, because
it would be irrational for me to believe you given the evidence, and I don't like to be irrational.
Okay, here's something quite interesting. This text where you're saying, you know, welcome love, all this, and she's saying, LOL, maybe that was just her talking, but to herself, right? But
It
after
was her
that,
talking to
when you
herself
actually
because
scroll up, if I
she's
can just please, Shamos, actually, if you scroll up to one of the first posts that she puts, it's actually the second part of that. And that is when you continue conversation and then decide to have a phone call with her.
Right. Where is this? Can you post this one that you're talking about?
So, right. So going by this, where is it? You say, now this is after this string of messages are after the one where she's doing the LOL maybe, and you say something like, I know. Well, if you scroll up a bit, it's actually 7:48 on the 5th, and you say, I'm very laid back. Thank you. Remember to be gentle. Want to VC in 30 minutes or so. Yes, ma'am. One moment, going to get a headset, thinking, and you're saying, just give me 10 minutes. So that's after the conversation where you're saying that she's actually texting herself.
Right. Can you post a screenshot, though? I don't recall every single thing from memory. I'd like to look at the screenshot, and then I could tell you what was going on there.
Okay. You know, maybe get somebody on a computer that can do it.
Can someone else post what she's referencing, and I'll happily address it.
Yeah, because that one where you say, I know, she says, just a meanie, that's September 5th at 7:02. Let me scroll back up. And
Yeah, and I
addressed
addressed the I know, like she had been sending me, like I said, random messages. And so I was just like, I know. And I just, went away. I was dealing with something else in the other server that I moderate. Can't really exactly recall the exact thing, because again, this wasn't a milestone conversation in my DMs. Like this wasn't some big event for me. So I don't think that's unreasonable that when I'm, preparing to leave, dealing with legal shit, that like I just can't, recall exactly what was going on to the letter. Like that's unreasonable.
Okay, well that last one goes at 7:02. Here's another one, 7:19. You're still continuing back and forth within minutes apart. See, that the only one where it's deleted is that one where you say, I know, and you actually have a phone conversation with her after that. So that doesn't make sense that you're going to be having conversation. She's talking to herself. Then shortly, within a few minutes, you pick up with a back and forth conversation with minutes apart, and then you call her.
Right. Where's
next time I delete PMs, because I've deleted a lot of PMs, I'm going to say, you know what? They're just crazy. They slipped into a psychotic episode where they begin talking to themselves in a manic state.
But she's already demonstrated
this isn't evidence I deleted PMs. Like, remember when Agnes showed the PMs between me and her, and they just busted me and caught me out, and Molly trashed me for it, and everyone was right? I should have just been like, no, I never deleted those PMs. She's fucking crazy. She's delusional. She's
already proved that she's already proven that by levying those claims and by the things that she told Fia. Snoogs, where's the second part of that though, where the call? Because you
actually, I believe.
I know. She's saying such a meanie. Again, probably replying to the fact that I'm
going to
not.
answer Snoogs. I believe there's.
Where's the one that's after that one? That is the one that I'm wanting to see.
I'm actually going to head off for a little while, but I'm just going to say this last thing to Zaximum. Bro, you're actually really lucky that a lot of people on the server like you a lot. You've cultivated a lot of really good friendships, because if I would have done some shit like this, if I would have done some shit like this, bro, they would have fucking torched me to the ground. It would have just been a crucifixion. So you actually got by on the fact that Yuri and all these other heavy hitters actually like you enough that they're just completely take your side, Claire, and everyone just shut their mouth. If it were me, if it were me, think of the hard time I would have been given. You got off so easy.
I don't think that this is easy at all. This has been a huge fucking time drain and something that, again, I tried to deal with privately. I'm not like happy about the way that this turned out either way. Like, I was just tired of her sitting in chat, dragging my name through the mud when none of this happens as she says it was. And there's just, it's unfortunate that all of it, that the call even happened and that there wasn't all through text, and I could have where she, made the claims about us being, getting married and things like that. And to be able to actually show you that I'm not just making this up and using oh, she's just crazy. That's not just something that I'm just saying, oh, that's really convenient for me. I feel like the fact that she's admitted to following me around on Discord when I wasn't around shows that she has some type of obsessive personality. And I don't understand why that's like such a ridiculous claim to make. I really don't.
There's a lot of ridiculous claims that have been made.
Is that a ridiculous?
Her obsessive personality is compatible with you abusing her in some way.
No, it's not.
Look, I mean, if you were to ask me just on the conversation, even if I wouldn't have seen any of the DMs, you have a girl coming saying that the dude sent her dick pics, that there was other stuff going on, and then the guy's response is that she made it up. She's crazy.
She wanted my mods taken away.
I'm just saying, I'm going to pretty much believe the girl every time. I'm going to pretty much believe the girl every time.
Okay, well, that doesn't mean anything. But like because she didn't get her way. Like, again, she was asking like BB and Tom to take my mods away, and he can't get away with this. And Tom's takeaway from the whole thing when we were having the call was like, sounds like somebody just got their feelings hurt and didn't get their way. And that's what this is all about, because she wants attention. Why would she come back to a server when people were hanging her for saying crazy shit? If not for more attention. I mean, she was even saying it in here, like, oh my God, like every time I come here, it's so terrible. Woe is me. Like, why the fuck?
Well, I don't know if I said that. I think I don't remember really even saying much in the call at all. All I said was pretty much it just sounds like a personal issue and doesn't seem like it's a server.
Wasn't the nature of the call whether or not it was appropriate for her to be banned or whether or not some action should be taken against her?
No, that's not what I said.
Let me just ask Tom then, what was the nature of the call then?
Well, the nature of the call. Well, Bowl of Milk had messaged me, and she was like saying that, she was basically led on or something, and that doesn't involve me in any way. So, then she wanted him to like be demodded or something. I straight up asked her. I said, "Look, what do you think I ought to do?" And she didn't know. So I was like, "Well, I don't. Why? What am I? Then what? I don't know what to do. I don't know. I don't even know what you want from me. I don't understand why I'm like a part of this in like a server
talking about
way."
the conversation with you, Zax, Andricus, and Via, and it seemed like they had the conversation with you to bring it to your attention that Bowl of Milk had said something, lied about Andricus jacking off.
Well, I heard Bowl of Milk's side, and then they added me to the call, and I just heard their side. And after hearing their side, I said, "Yeah, it just seems like a personal thing between y'all." So
Okay, so you're saying basically it had nothing to do with really the server owner or actions taken. You were basically just Dr. Phil in that.
Yes.
But in light of the DMs, we kind of do, because Zach seemed to be saying that she would no longer be in the server if she did something.
We've already addressed that, and I said that I was telling her that I wanted to talk with her privately, or else I was going to throw it down on the floor in the general chat, as I've done now. Tom and I discussed it earlier about that happening the next time she brought it up. I said that I will go ahead and get in voice chat, tell her to come in, ask her what's going on, and have that happen. That's exactly what has happened.
Okay, but you just need to be careful. Don't even give the appearance that you're threatening with your mod power.
Fine, but I'm okay.
Okay,
Fine.
that's good. That's all I care. That's the only thing that concerns me. And I think we ought to leave Zax alone now.
Well, I'm fine answering questions, but it's just like, again, I'm very confused as to why you know, her admittance of, you know, following me around like just is completely hand waved away for.
Well, she gets a pass because she's 18 and you're so good looking.
That I don't even know what to say.
Well, you just have to face it. You're building up a lot of power there. You got to be careful and use it just for good.
I mean, I think we were kind of on the right track before.
Helena, just a second. Hang on, Tom. Helena,
oh
if
no.
the situation were
Yes,
reversed, and it was you, for instance, and some 18-year-old stud was following you around, giving you a hard time,
I wouldn't be flirting with him.
and then somebody would say, you know, Helena, you know, you're building up some power there, and you better just put
Gus,
up with it.
you have no idea how many times I've been told that in my life by so many fucking people.
Yeah,
you don't know what you're doing, blah blah blah. I learned
because you
that
had
you
to
don't,
suck it
you
up growing
cannot
up.
flirt in DMs like that and not expect anything to happen, right? I mean, if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna play alpha or however men think of it, and flirt back with teenagers, well, they're gonna, you know, this kind of thing can happen. The teenager can get the wrong idea. The teenager can think it's serious, etc., etc. I'm just saying, be careful with your power, Zax.
I don't know. I have a funny feeling we fucking swinging dicks are being held to a standard that ladies wouldn't be held to if the situation was reversed. If the situation was
No,
reversed,
women are you
you
kidding? Women are
suffer from-
constantly held to this stand. It's always you flirted with him, you started it. You're not biting off what you could, you know, what you can chew and all that shit.
Not in the last 10 years.
And
It's
you
a
know,
lot different.
we'll also play with this just like Zax is doing. It's just, I guess Jax is so good looking and so muscly that he's getting himself involved in things that women are constantly being accused of doing, and maybe they do.
This is the first time this has ever come up. That's what I just, again, like this is, it just acts like the way that I've acted in my character has nothing to do with it. Like it's just like it's completely in a vacuum. This has never come up before. I could understand if this was a constant thing that was levied, but this isn't, and that's what I'm pissed about because it's just so ridiculous to me. But like nothing is consistent with how people who know me, you know, and sure, Shamos can go and say, oh yeah, you know, like, well, there's killers and they say it's completely out of context. I don't even know what to say to that. Like,
well, Zax, you're putting yourself out there as this alpha. You're showing pictures of yourself half nude with your muscles showing as right. I mean, you know, shirtless, whatever. So I'm just saying, you know, if
huge
a woman would
muscles.
do that, she would be wrong to expect men not to flood her DMs and maybe get the wrong idea if she gave them a little smile.
There is no way on earth that statement is fucking corresponds with second wave feminism. There is no way.
I'm saying none of my pictures, I think, I mean, sure, like I show off my progress pictures and I post in fitness as well and give that advice, but I don't think
and you flirt and tell people that you can teach them more than kissing. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying that if you do it and they're 18, they might fall in love.
That's really
unfortunate. You know, and that little part she says she does have some wisdom there.
I think it was referring to like
Zax,
exercise and diet and maybe whey protein recommendations or something like that.
Don't show them you got a big swinging gorilla dick and expect them not to want to swing upon a star.
No, you guys kind of had the right idea before when you were asking Bull to describe Zax's dick. You guys were close, but you guys forget what you really should have been looking for was the balls, because Zax would have been uniquely identified by the intake of supplemental synthetic steroids, which have atrophied his balls to an extreme state.
Not true.
Oh, that's kind of a shame.
Yeah.
That for real, on a light note, that was the most absurd thing about the whole conversation. Like, oh yeah, you see my dick? What's my dick look like then? She's like, well, it's kind of like this, it's kind of like that. He's like, nope, it's not. See, she hasn't seen my dick. I was so just beside myself.
I didn't ask
that. Was the most hardcore thing in the world. Okay,
ask that.
Fair enough. You didn't ask that, but that shit was fucking hilarious.
Well, I mean, I'm saying I didn't bring that up as like evidence to absolve if she saw my dick or not. Like Claire brought that.
Okay, Claire brought it up, but it was fucking funny.
Sure, fine, whatever. Yes, but the point is, well, and I'd like to address that Thomas said that's actually not always true about balls, but yeah, like I'm just
He
again,
was like, does it cock to the left or to the right?
Look, how about this? We have a graphic artist, Jackie. She specializes in 3D graphics. I'd like you to go into Jackie in another room, and she'll maybe use a 3D sculpting tool to actually model. To model your cock and balls. Now we're gonna compare that with what Bowl of Milk describes.
what is that screenshot supposed to see, Bent? Other than when I already said talking about art, what's the idea behind that one?
Hi guys, can me and Bull have the room for a minute?
Sure.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, by all means, I'm gonna mute up.
Cool. Me and Bull talked in safe room for a good while. Bull, do you want to talk?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
If they both break up with Zax right now, this is gonna be epic.
Jesus Christ.
Go ahead, Bull.
I'm not mad at Fia. Like it really was like somewhat of like a misunderstanding. But at the same time, I'm just really hurt about the entire.
Can you explain, Fia, what she's talking about? Because I don't know. I'm legitimately not being a dick. What is she talking?
Zax, you know what she means.
No, I meant like because they had a conversation as well. No, I really don't. I'm not being an asshole. I'm not playing stupid.
It was just a misunderstanding between us and our messages about me being into you like that, and then it was more about me being mad at you, and then I explained why I had the reaction I did. I'm not going to tell the room about it, but I did tell her about it, and we talked it out, and I should have, being both their friends, I should have remained neutral on the topic, and I didn't, and I apologized for that as well. But yeah, basically we just realized after talking for a while that it was a misunderstanding because of the way that I had written my messages due to anger and something else, and we talked out that and a few other things, and yeah, me and her are fine, and we're not mad at each other. I'm not upset with Zax. I'm neutral as of now, and I don't think anything of the situation. I don't want to be involved anymore. And yeah, now Bull can say what she needs to say. Our conversation was very personal because we made it very personal. I wanted it to be personal, and for her to realize that I was sorry there was ever a misunderstanding and that it got to this point, because obviously I didn't want her nor Zax to be attacked in the server. So yeah, I just wanted to have a personal conversation with her.
I mean, there's not much else to say.
Well,
I don't know.
Oh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful.
I'm still very much upset. I'm angry. And I'm the kind of person that doesn't let things go. I don't like being used or manipulated or even tossed aside like I'm just trash or something, because it's happened too many times. So I just think I'm just gonna leave.
No, don't leave. Look, don't leave. You're important to the server. You're a great artist, and you've been heavily gaslit, and you have value, and don't let anyone ever. I can't keep my straight face. I'm sorry.
No, don't leave the server.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what's worse, the fact that Seamus did that or fucking Yuri laughed at it like a fucking monkey.
That was awful. I love you. Stay here.
Guys, I want you to take in mind that Bull is genuinely in a really serious mental state and should really be, like, no joke should be made right now about any of that.
But here's one thing that I would like to request, and you can say if it's inappropriate or not, and that's fine. But I think for the sake of Zax's reputation right now, that Milk should really consider just being as honest as she can when it comes to what was shared with her.
No.
I'm not. No. I'm not saying she. No. I'm just trying to. No. Listen, Helena. I'm trying to say that this is the last opportunity she's going to have to say that. Yeah, maybe that wasn't as what I thought it was, or whatever. In order to
There's
give
no need
Zax
to
a
do
little
that.
bit more legitimate.
You don't need to be
claim.
protecting Zax
I'm not
or anything
protecting
like that. It was
Zax.
just, let's just drop it.
All right, as long as if Zax is okay with us thinking that some shit happened that the way he's not saying, then that's okay.
She just said it was a misunderstanding.
No,
See, that's
it's a misunderstanding between Fia and I.
See,
I
that's
still
why I
hate
asked.
you.
Right.
I still think you're a piece of shit.
Well,
and
you're a
lying.
liar.
But you know
You're a
what?
liar.
There's like nothing I can do about it to get
anyone.
I don't have any more
Man,
evidence
this is
to
getting
show
real.
about what happened.
Guys,
because you
everybody.
And you're a liar, and you drug my name and Andrew's
Oh,
name.
no.
How to drag someone's name in the dirt when it was already there? You're just a terrible person. You're all muscle and no heart.
He'll get
the
heart.
fact that you can do this to a person and then not care, that's just disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself.
You should be ashamed of yourself for saying that a fucking respected member of the Discord was doing sexual things with you on camera on par with what JJ's done. And then saying that you never said that. Like, I know it. People in here don't have to believe it. I fucking know you said it, and you know you fucking said it. And that's all that matters. You'll have to live with that fact. So go ahead and call me a piece of shit.
You'll have to live with the fact that you
I don't have to live
manipulated
with
an
anything.
18-year-old girl.
You're not important enough for me
and
to
I hope you
reserve
know
emotion
that I'm
for.
not ever going to forgive you for that. You're an
Guys,
awful person.
Irrelevant.
I hope you know that.
Guys, please. I know you guys are both really upset with each other. Neither of you.
I'm
Zax.
upset. Of course he's not. He's a liar and he's a manipulator. Of course he's not upset. He's just mad he got called out.
No.
Okay, let me rephrase what I was saying. We know that Bull is upset. We know that Zax is going to beat this to death. Bull is hurt. She's going to perceive it her way. Zax is going to perceive it his way. And none of us were part of there. None of us were part of any of this. None of us were there. And I spoke to her about all of this, and I think that's where this should end, personally.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to uncover anything else.
Yeah, I think my talk with her covered all grounds. I think that everything was talked about, and I think that it would really be best to just leave it where it is.